welcome back to my devlog. It has been half a year. Not much actually happened during this half a year. I just took a break from the project, recharged myself, and meanwhile I also thought a lot about what to add in the game. Also got stuck a little with cleaning up the sprites for the monsters, and that took really long, but now that's finished and out of the way, so I can continue work on the game. I also worked a little bit on adding some rocks in the world, and I also documented the whole process of how I am doing this using Blender3D, and this is how it looks in the game. And finally I made some shaders for Godot so that I can have this menu. Pretty much I am ready to get back to the game itself. That was pretty much the summary of what happened this last month. Albeit all this work has been done in in the past 2 weeks. This step was very important for me in order to have a polished look with all the sprites, because when I generate sprites in Blender they sometimes get choppy, especially with the white worms who have spiky features that would not be rendered properly, and I totally need to do a manual pass to make the contours look better. Although at the first look it doesn't seem like the difference is too big and that I'm not doing too much of a change, but you can see here and see how the lines look crispier. My process of creating the sprites is pretty much simple and straightforward. Either I do them by hand, each frame using iSprite or GIMP, or a combination, or like pixel edit. Like these are the 3 tools that I use in order to create my sprites. And if I want to make a 3D sprite, or at least a sprite which is like bigger and it would take me more time, I would use Blender3D. The first step that I take is to model the object that I want to render. Afterwards I render the object using a contour that needs to be 1 pixel thick, or, well, Blender doesn't actually allow me to just, render directly pixel art. So the line thickness is actually going to be very close to 1 pixel, but that's something that you need to play with and see how to tweak the value in order to get something that you like. After this step, I will separate the black contour of the image from the actual rendered volume that Blender gives me. I mostly keep it in black and white because it's easier for me to work with it this way, because after I apply the dither filter, I will get a grayscaled dither filter, and then I can pick the colors. Usually I pick 3 or 4 colors. One would be the shadow, one would be the highlight, and maybe 1 or 2 for the tone of the object. This is something that you can play with and see how it goes. And the last step is to clean up the black contour. And this step is actually done manually, and I think it's my favorite part because it's very relaxing to just fix the contour and the volume, adding the pixels and making sure the shape looks right. If you watched up until this point, it means you enjoy my videos. Please consider subscribing and leaving a comment if you would like to see something that I should tackle in the next episode. And if you enjoy this style of a game, check out Roxanna's game. She's an indie developer and she released a game last month. It's about a girl who got lost on another planet and she's trying to find a new planet for her and her friends to live on. A link to her channel and the link to her game will be in the description below. Here is a sneak preview from the game.
You will fly it. Alex, I am no flying girl. I am only your assistant girl.
Okay. Bruh.